Alright, these are the ingredients we're using for our dinner for tomorrow. We're going to make our marinade. Oh, we have a special guest. What are you doing, Snickers? What are you doing, girl? You watching me? Or are you watching the camera? Let's see. What are you doing? Had a pretty tough day? Pretty tough day? Did you do anything fun? Huh? Well, she's going to help us marinate our pork tonight. And then we're also doing it vegetarian style. I don't know if it's vegan or not. I'll just not use the Worcestershire sauce, and then I think it is vegan. So we'll try to make a vegan or vegetarian, I don't know. I'll figure it out for you. But that's what we're using tonight. I never cooked this before, so I don't really know what I'm doing. But we have confirmed that what we will be making with the jackfruit is going to be a vegan dish, because we're not going to be using our Worcestershire for these. So I'm just going to dry it off. Usually drying everything off makes it easier to control. And then just like any meat, I'm going to salt and pepper it first pretty well, and then we're going to put it in our marinade overnight and we'll cook it tomorrow. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of this, 1 tablespoon of liquid smoke, 1 tablespoon of this, 1 tablespoon of this, and 2 teaspoons of our mole right here. So 2 teaspoons of that. We're going to put that in there and we're going to mix it up. So we'll go ahead and start. I usually do a little bit more just because, but maybe not 2 tablespoons of liquid smoke. We're going to do about, no, a tablespoon will work. Half a tablespoon. And then a tablespoon of this. Our Trader again. Their soy sauce actually is really good. To be fair. To be fair. I'm going to use some of the mole in there. Snickers, where are you going? I'm just going to shake it like this. And I'm going to shake it around every couple hours while it's out in the fridge, kind of soaking it up. I don't even know if this shit will soak it up. Someone tell me in the comments if you know. That would be great. I have never cooked it. I'm going to grill it. And I hope it works. So, I just remember salt and pepper everything. And that looks like that. Get it good on both sides. I'll just do pepper while I'm doing it too. Salt, pepper. I meant to get pork steaks, but I ended up getting pork chops, but basically the same thing, guys. They're not that expensive. And then we're just going to eat it with some leftover rice we had from a couple days ago. Because I don't like just rice. I like rice and protein. Holly couldn't care less, could you?
No. No, it's fried rice we're having it with.
I know. I said we're having it with fried rice. So all these gives you this cool little container for your steaks or porks or whatever. I'm just going to leave it in here. You know, just leave it in there. Get it as thin as I can to the bottom. And then we're going to start putting our sauce in here. It's going to be super similar. Oh shit. We forgot the gochujang for the other thing. Gochujang. Give it a kick. One hell of a kick. I mean, I like a good heaping tablespoon of this. But first, you can see it's just paste. I'm going to have to melt this down. I'll probably melt it in some water. Let's see. Do you see I just kind of put it in the microwave with a little bit of warm water? And now we just make sure that spreads out. We're not going to use all of this, I don't think, either. Probably half of it. Because I really like this flavor. And I think it makes barbecue really good, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. Now it does smell like shit, but once it starts to cook, you can already smell it, can't you? You smell it from there. It smells better now.
Yes.
Because it's in its cooked form. It'll kind of cling a little bit to the jackfruit as it gets cold, but That's perfectly fine. It's going to give us a nice char, and that's what you're after in barbecue. Charred shit. We're going to dump that in there. We dumped the whole thing. That's fine. Give it another stir. This gives it another, like, so when I'm done, I'll have a nice liquid to put over it, because it's going to lose some on the grill. And that's what we're going to do with that. Now we'll make our non-vegetarian. Same thing as before. About a tablespoon. A little less, 2/3 of a tablespoon. And we're going to do that. Soy sauce. There's more here, so I'm going to double up on the soy and teriyaki. So I'm going to do 2. And I'm omitting the mole paste, frankly, because I don't like it. I don't like the flavor it adds. So I'm just not going to use it. You don't have to either. But I do like some Worcestershire. Holly don't like it. I was going to use it on the other one, but I figured it's not vegetarian if it's got this shit in it. And I could hope to get more audience from you guys. Cook for you too. I love everybody. The really great thing about this gochujang stuff is it can change your dish completely. You know that, don't you?
Yes.
Well, like, remember when you wouldn't eat chicken soup and I threw a tablespoon of this in there and it changed the whole flavor of the soup. The chicken soup can become Asian soup, which is this and a little bit of ginger, and it's completely different than just your normal chicken soup. But I really like this gochujang, like I was telling you before. Let's stir it up in here. And also it gives us, since we melted it in water, it'll let the rest of our little thing we got going on here with this teriyaki and the soy sauce spread out a little easier. And that way our flavor gets covered throughout the pork chop here. And it's not hot enough to cook this. Just going to dump that in there. Make sure it gets all up on everything. And make sure you're stirring it or shaking it or doing something to it every couple hours. Make sure that all the flavor gets every piece. And then at the end, we will have our vegetarian pork ribs, bow ribs, and then, well, this is kind of like short rib, but that's beyond the point. Then we're going to have our Asian-inspired pork here to eat with our rice. So we're going to wait I'm going to wait 24 hours because the longer it marinates, the better it's going to be. It's probably going to be about 20 hours when I get hungry tomorrow. Just throw it on the grill. And that's that. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so here we are outside my grill. It's day 2. I've got my jackfruit that's been marinated. I got the regular pork chops over here. And all I've got for tools is this here spatula and a paintbrush. This is literally a paintbrush. That's all I'm going to use. And just wash it. It's cheaper than a pastry brush. Show you the pork too. Get some natural sunlight on there. It's going to be good. But when you're grilling, you do want to just keep your grill closed and get it hot. That's the fastest way. Once you open a grill, you gotta expect you're losing about 25 to 40 degrees of temperature. So I'm gonna get this over to 450 and then slap it on, because I know it'll come back down to around 400. But it doesn't matter. It'll go. I'll cook it as hot as it'll go. Honestly, it just means it's cooking faster. Okay, we're gonna put our meat on first because I think this jackfruit won't take nearly as long. And if you know your grill's hot spots, that's where I'm going to put it. This is my grill's hot spot is in the middle here, generally. And I'm going to put the smaller pieces to the left of it. That way, that one will cook quicker anyways. Also, we're going to give these a quarter turn. I'm going to put this in a hot spot. And once we flip it, we're going to paint it. This one definitely needs to be in a good hot spot. We're not going to put the jackfruit on until we flip our pork. By the way, I'm going to give these about 3 minutes, give them a 1/4 inch turn for our grill marks, and then after 2 or 3 more minutes of that, I'm going to flip them over and do the same. But remember, we're going to paint once we flip. So again, I'm telling you, we were at 450 when we started. Let's see if I can focus. We were at 450. Since I opened it, my grill has lost about 30 degrees and came back up. I'm going to show you what that 1/4 inch turn looks like. It's really just doing a 90-degree angle is all you're doing. So take it, I'm going to turn it. We're going to flip them over in about 2 minutes, and that's it. Color of those. Alright, enough talking. Let's get this thing back to cooking. Because if you're looking, you're not cooking. So as I'll continue to stress, I lost a lot of heat when I put everything in there. So I don't really consider it cooking till it gets up to around 350 to 450. And same thing we did before. I'm going to turn these guys in about 2 minutes after they're over 350. 1/4 inch turns again. And then I'm going to flip my jackfruit over and see what's going on over there. Well, I'm going to do the jackfruit first with the tongs, not the meat cleaver there. I did have to move it over here because it just wasn't hot enough over here. It was sticking. It wasn't really charring. But I'm trying. You see as I dollop that oil, sometimes we get some kickback. That's honestly good that we're getting some of that. This actually smells really good for like, it smells really good. I've never had it. Holly, I don't know if Holly's had it. But yeah, she's had it, but not like this. It smells excellent, honestly. And there is our done product. That's going to be pretty good. I'm going to let it rest. I could have put it on that top grate, but that'll just dry it out. Let it finish there. And once we're done, we'll see everything in the house. I'm going to try this trick I've been working on. It's like, I take a big gulp of this container, and I just pass out and end up in different places. It's usually familiar though. Let's try it. Alright, let's go. Toxins invoke me. That's good. Holly, you want to try the jackfruit? That's really good. I'm gonna try this jackfruit though too. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I prefer the pork.
It's more like chicken than pork.
I mean, it's pretty good. I'm gonna go back to mine. But I guess that's a good alternative for people to have. So that's our Asian barbecue pork chops and jackfruit. That turned out pretty good. I hope you like the new special effects I tried to put in there. Just having a little fun. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share our videos. We appreciate it. Have a good one.